What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and I'm going to file this one under very hard to believe, especially given everything that the film industry stands for nowadays and continues to strive for more inclusion. This one's just really bizarre. Now, if you remember the awful, awful Fantastic Four movie that was released. Josh Trank was actually the director of that. Was the director of that film, and he has come out in the last 24 hours to claim that Fox refused to cast a black character to play Sue Storm. I'm gonna press X to doubt, but let's look into the story. Maybe this seems so weird. Fantastic Four director Josh Trank has once again been discussing his maligned comic book adaptation, admitting that he regrets not quitting the film when 20th Century Fox didn't allow him to cast a black Sue Storm. Trank said as much during a recent discussion with Geeks of Color, as he remarked, "There were a lot of controversial conversations that were had behind the scenes. I was mostly interested in a black Sue Storm and a black Johnny Storm and a black Franklin Storm. But I also, when you're dealing with a studio on a massive movie like that, everybody wants to keep an open mind to who the big stars are going to be. Like, well, will it be Margot Robbie or something like that? When it came down to it, I found a pretty heavy pushback on casting a black woman in that role." Josh Trank, a white man wearing a Nintendo hat. Trank acknowledges that he should have just walked away from the Fantastic Four when he realized that he wasn't going to get the cast he wanted, something that he feels embarrassed about now. "Those aren't the values I stand for in my own life, and those weren't the values then or ever for me." This is pretty spicy. This is going to be one of those things where I think it'll be a net positive for him in Hollywood, but it'll also be probably not. I don't know what this is. I mean, they're going to have to call him stunning and brave. Yes, of course. But it's generally not a good idea to bite the hand that feeds you. But let's see how the movie was reviewed. Now, I'm sure that if you had a black cast, it would have fixed everything. But here's Fantastic Four. Dull and downbeat. The Fantastic Four proves a woefully misguided attempt to translate a classic comic series with the great humor, joy, without the humor, joy, or colorful thrills that made it great. Critics gave it a 9%. Audiences gave it an 18%. So, Mr. Trank, are you trying to say that this movie, which was universally panned — by the way, Michael B. Jordan's an excellent actor, like him in the Creed films. I'm not as familiar with any of these other characters. Michael B. Jordan was probably the biggest name you had then, and he probably wasn't even that big. A lightweight and basically unnecessary attempt to once again bring to the cinematic life to one of the lesser-known teams in the Marvel Universe. Laughably cheesy, bordering on Zardoz levels of simplicity. The special effects are cheesy, the acting is perfunctory, the plot is pallid. The worst thing of all is the bad taste in the mouth that stays because these movies are nothing more than a mess introduced desperation to try and give the public what a superhero movie is supposed to give you. There is nothing fantastic about the Fantastic Four. So, is Josh deflecting that he made a legendarily bad movie? One of the worst this movie was so bad that critics and audiences universally agreed. I almost never see this close of — there's only a 9% difference. And both are basically giving it a hard fail. Because I'm somebody who's always in talks about standing up for what I believe in, even if it means burning my career up, I think the horrible film you made did that just for you. And I feel like I didn't take it to the mat with the issue. I feel like I failed in that regard, but in a weird, unfortunate situation, I don't know how else to put it. Trank said he was at least able to cast Michael B. Jordan as Johnny Storm. And wow, congratulations. So let's see what the comments are saying. So unless there's a drastic overrepresentation of minorities in movie land, it's unfair. Seems that there's already overrepresentation that isn't enough for virtue signalers. I'm happy to watch any film that is representative or true to the story. Racial politics should not come into such matters. Still, La La Land is busy rewriting history in so many respects. This is a farce. More ludicrous virtue signaling. Hey, he is brave that he had the... He is brave... He is that brave he took the money. He has no scruples. Yeah, I mean, the man... This is on MSN.com, so it's basically universally getting panned. I mean, he was so stunning and brave that he took the money and all the royalties and everything like that. I actually wonder... Let's actually see how it did at the... I wonder how it did at the box office. I don't even remember. I remember seeing the preview and thinking it was laughable. Oh, it stunk. Yeah, okay. 167 million at the box office. Let's see what the budget was. I'm guessing he lost a fortune. Budget of 200 million. It lost money. So your film lost money and was universally panned, but you're not talking about that. You're talking about... Here's one. He's obviously up against a black director for his next film and needs some cred because the studio now feels pressure to use more black directors. Strange that he should bring this up now when Fantastic Four is old news. Could it be that the studio wants to use him, but they feel they can only use him if he has black cred because he's not a woman? Either so it does tick some boxes. I don't know why you'd want to use him. He produced a terrible film. Here's Deadline. Fantastic Four director Josh Trank says the studio blocked him from casting a black actress as Sue Storm. I'm sure that Fox, by the way, I don't even have to look. Fox has come out and denied this. Guaranteed. Guaranteed that they deny this. He said he wanted to cast a black actress as Sue Storm in the 2015 film Fantastic Four, but the studio vetoed his plan. There are a lot of controversial discussion. He said an open mind did not include having a black actress portray Sue Storm. When it came down to it, I had a lot of heavy pushback on casting a black woman in that role. Imagine picking the color of people's skins before you pick their actor or actresses that you think is good. I guess it's relevant in some cases. You're not going to cast a white person to play Martin Luther King. I get it, but this is also, you know, this does have some fictional history, right? So Kate Mara played Sue Storm. Michael B. Jordan played Johnny Storm. Miles Teller played Reed Richards, and Jamie Bell was Ben Grimm. The film was released by Fox before the rights went to Disney. Trank now says he should have exited the project in protest. Bull. I don't believe that there are many people that would walk away from a $20 million contract over because they don't really believe what they say. They just don't. When I look back, I should have walked and the realization hit me, and then I felt embarrassed about that. I didn't do it out of principle because someone I'm always talks about standing up for what they believe in, even if it means burning my career out. And when I feel bad that I didn't take it to the mat with the issue, I feel like I failed in this regard. Again, there's literally nothing wrong with diverse casting. You have a lot more, liberties in fictional characters, obviously. Where people, question it is when the lore doesn't match what's happening on the big screen. And what he's really saying here is, I was more concerned with the color of my actor's skin than making a good movie, and so I should have quit over that. I don't understand. You probably want the best person for the job. And also, to return to an earlier comment about over-representation, I don't know if that's necessarily true. When people say, that if your color of your skin represents 9% of the population, therefore you should be in 9% of movies, I don't buy that. The best actor, if I'm going to say that the best actor should be in the best role, then sometimes maybe 12% of that role or 15% of that role is doesn't match their demographics in society. That's okay. I want you to hire the best person for the best role. And Fantastic Four, it's such a sad thing because I remember this comic and cartoon, I think, when I was young, so fondly. But the movies just have been awful. Fox really just screwed the pooch on Fantastic Four. Hopefully they can come back and make a good movie now that it's in Disney's hands. I don't know. Disney's so formulaic that it's almost like I don't even know if I want to see some of these. Do I want to see Wolverine come back? Do I want to see a Gambit movie finally? Yes, I do. I want to see a Gambit movie. You know, do I want to see these characters done justice? Yeah. But I kind of wish it wasn't all coming out of the same formulaic assembly line factory that is Disney. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.